Good morning, guys. Welcome back to the Ahn Rho Project. This is the psychiatric self-therapeutic multimedia project to solve the problems, challenges, and obstacles in our lives, as well as the self-improvement process to reach the heights, goals, and ambitions that we have set for ourselves, as well as those around us. If you look at a brief introduction to brief summary, I will break down the Ahn Rho Project into domains of life, sub-series, analogies, so on and so forth. You can check that out in the previous live streams for the past 3.5 years, stripped to January 2021 and beyond, from updated versions, which will include the copyright free music, content live stream schedule, and within each 15-minute live stream, which won't take too much of time, 11 segments and 3 phases, how we break it all down. So that being said, let's dive into the second segment today as usual. Solve A5 override a system principle to keep putting myself in the system and just be purely practical and get whatever needs done. Secondly, it's a rule to break all of the rules. Secondly, you can skip this, even a brief introduction, by fast forwarding by a minute or a minute and a half into the stream on YouTube, Twitch, or Facebook, or whatever it is you're watching this from. Alright, that being said, let's dive right into the content. What you see, what you get, take a look on screen. There's a whole bunch of phase 2 items: photography, food, philosophy, business, resources, teaching. So, sorry, there's something in my sinus. Alright, we'll lower the volume. We're going to do a lot of commentary and storytelling over all this kind of stuff. So let's start on the left-hand side. Okay, expand that. We'll just cover the collages first, and then we'll do things individually. And after phase 2, of course, as usual, we have a lot of phase 2 items that we're actually going to hopefully get to by the end of this live stream. Alright, so let's begin. So first thing on the top right collage, we have some comedy in the middle. This is me sending a few resources over to my cousin, actually. At the very top, you have some stuff that, again, we'll get into this, into the detail a little bit later on. At the very top, we have some stuff having to do with playlists for this project, as well as naming files for a side business related to health and research. At the very bottom, we have some stuff relating to furniture, as well as philosophy, stoicism. So of course there's going to be stuff about that, as well as a commute and some responses that I thought were interesting from a page that I really like, which is Stoic Reflections. Moving on, we have some stuff here that has to do with once again more I guess designing for the playlist, because I need more playlists for the Ahn Rho Project right now. It's running short, and we have some screen recordings of that health and business convention that is held online. Now, unfortunately, I have 30 days and I'm about to run out of time, so I don't know if I'll make it. Maybe if they have an extension over the weekend, I can record it over the weekend, but it doesn't seem to be the case. But that's what you see at the very top, a bunch of the preparation files that I'm using and the software that I'm using to record. There was also probably an outfit of me in there trying to just get back into civilian life. I'm taking apart it's kind of like the military suit that I usually wear to work. Then we have some class 2 food at the very top. It's not the most appetizing. You can see the tomatoes, tofu, that kind of stuff. At the middle, we have some stuff regarding software, once again, that I'm using to record and capture the business content material. Again, this is used for Design Health Life Sciences. They just had their Americas and Euro convention. And I think that's about, and then of course, recordings on the left-hand panel. Voice recordings and this live stream in general having to do with the project. So, let's just dive into things individually. And of course, if we get to it, well, we want to clear up the room. As usual, we only do that on stream. That's why everything's such a mess. It's accumulating. But first, we'll cover the digital stuff. So we'll start off here. Left-hand panel. Turn to the side here. So the live stream and the voice recordings, and so this is all the digital stuff that we have in the past 24 hours. I want to mention very briefly over here, of course, we have one of these recordings here was run while I was screen capturing the recording session with the business-oriented sessions, as well as workshops for the health and biocellular nutrition company. So it was, sort of a makeshift way of saying that if my backup fails, I'll have a second backup as well. Now, it's not too useful anyways, because at the end of the day, I only managed to record one workshop out of maybe 13, even more. There's like 17 sessions, and I recorded one. So, We also have, of course, some interactions at the workplace, so that's that as well. And just showing some gratitude and appreciation. One day I can return to these recordings and say, oh, I used to have, that's when I was working here with these amazing people who really supported me throughout some very difficult times. Okay, so that's the voice recordings. Of course, the live stream itself that you're watching right now, that I'm running right now, that's also part of the media assets of the Ahn Rho Project. So the voice recordings and live streams right now. Okay, moving on. Segment 6. So that's segment 4 and 5. Segment 4 and segment 5 has to do with relations. So we'll move into relations. Nothing here do I claim to be my own work, blah blah blah. Test, try any or all or none, see what works, see what doesn't. This is basically part of a message, large message that I sent over to my cousin. And I was sending him these resources that I had for even this one, you see right here. So notify people finally knocked up a shoddy version Monday over for one of the cousins. Basically, it's a bunch of resources from the Ahn Rho Project having to do with psychiatry, philosophy, like I said, stoicism, clinical psychiatry, having to do with narcissistic abuse, having to do with stoicism and practical methods of and strategies of coping with life's challenges. Neuroscience is in there as well, so anti-aging, so all the kind of stuff, psychiatric resources, for guests, and I kind of shared that Google Drive document with them, and that's what you see there. Okay, over on to, I think that's everything to do with relations, so I'm going to move on to oh, this is his too. I also, okay, so not everything was so serious, of course. We had the business resources and psychiatry and the neuroscience and the business and the, philosophy. But on the left-hand panel, there's some comedy too. So from Andrew Schultz, of course, I know right now I don't seem like I'm in the most upbeat or humorous mood right now. It's just kind of, I'm waking up, I'm late for work, so it's kind of like, I'm all groggy and everything. But what to do if you see a bear? It's kind of like one of those stand-up comedy things that he had run, and my cousin had sent me some messages that I thought were I kind of did some improv and just sent it back. Listen, that's the kind of stupid shit that you would do if you were trying to run away from a bear. And so I just kind of fast forward them, and maybe we got some few laughs out of that. All right. Okay, moving on. Segment 6. You see, I'm just trying to move on. Taking too much time here. Stroke reflections, Instagram right here. So if you want, if you are ever tempted to look for approval outside approval, realize that you have compromised your integrity by Epictetus as usual. Once again, not my shit, not my stuff. Copyright notice. Same thing here. Instagram, the School of Life London. Apparently here it has this kind of image of chaos around the world, and they're just probably capitalizing on the fact that COVID-19 has thrown everything awry. Depends on who you are. I haven't been severely affected by it. But you have School of Life London, which is a more liberal take on philosophy and coping with challenges in life. And then Stoic Reflections, which is a more conservative take on it, and I like having both. So, once again, not my stuff. Just go to Instagram, check out their pages. But because philosophy has played such an integral part of my life in terms of being my figurative father and mother, which I never had in physical format, or social emotional format, I've had to always turn to philosophy for my teachings in psychiatry. Alright, now I want to mention something here. You can see some comments here. It really goes to show to the honesty. This is a shout to Stoic Reflections. He's commenting here, about this particular message here. How it's talking about, everyone seeking approval. And one of the comments down here was that, of course, that behavior, that attention-seeking behavior, goes by the name Instagram. And Stoic Reflections, the man himself, comes here and says, I recommend everyone delete their account despite understanding what it means for my own page. And he goes on to further say, and even though other people kind of defend and say, well, no, there's other reasons to stick by Instagram. He says, well, I know, but there's also a myriad of reasons to delete it from your life. So, once again, just truly being honest here and appreciate that, okay? Now, at the very top, there's I want to mention there's a little bit of light here. I don't know what that's all about. There's a notification. Okay, so it doesn't matter. Moving on, let's go on to intro vid. Okay, so we're moving on to the resources. Okay, Dr. Myron Wentz, use Ahn Health Sciences. So this is a file recording. You can see intro vid, testing, and it says audio, audition or something like that. And then on the right hand side we have basically the kind of the metadata for the file. So I recorded that first introductory video maybe 5 minutes for the convention. And then there was some metadata that I added, like the author, Myron Wentz, and that's the founder actually, and of Using Health Sciences and so on and so forth. Back then it was Go Laboratories 3 years ago. So then we also have over here me renaming some files here. It looks like I'm not sure what I'm doing here. Oh, I downloaded some hilarious shit from my cousin. It's just some of his erratic spazzing with him and his buddies. And I just saw I needed a laugh, so I downloaded that. I downloaded that. Moving on, we have. Okay, this has to do playlists, I think. No, not playlists. Is it playlists? No. It's just saving the formats. I'm just saving the formatting for the files I want to record. So how do I name the files, with respect to the Ahn Rho Project and the system in general? Okay, so moving on, we have the Usana Live convention. You can see right there, that's the homepage. And you can see over here is, kind of a capture of the homepage as I'm scrolling down. Moving on, we have this over here, which is, I believe that's before I renamed it, it was named this. So this is a saved file after I encoded it. As I was encoding, of course, we have like the thumbnail and everything that we're gonna fix up. Of course, I didn't upload a thumbnail. I just wanted to record it and then maybe add some metadata, some details, and then just encode it. I just want the details of the recording. I don't really care so much about the specifics in terms of the technical details. Subfolder, of course, this is important though. It has something to do with location, I think, where to save it. And I did want to make sure that we're saving the right folder. A folder where I'm going to be sharing with my business partner. But the intention was to share these resources with my business partner through a USB, but it seems like I might not have time. Okay, I might have to delegate by asking my brother to record this. That's an idea I have, but I think I'll be sleeping for the most part. Anyways, encoding one-on-one files or whatever. Same thing here, recording this is just Microsoft Expression. That's what I'm using to do screen capture. Over here in the middle, once again, just screen capture software. You can see that one lasted by, I don't know, like 5 minutes or so. On this hand side, you can see short recording toolbar. These are the kind of like the expression software features, countdown, recording, beep, and so on and so forth. Recordings, we talked about this. Okay, let's go into class 2 items. We're done phase 2 segments 4, 5, 6. We're going to phase 7. Phase 2 segment 7. Photography. So it is wonton. Wonton. Okay, so it's like Cantonese, like shrimp and pork dumplings. Wonton meat. So you got anybody from here. So it's like some, like Chinese dumplings, if you know what that is. Just think of traditional Taiwan, Hong Kong, Guangdong province kind of stuff. It doesn't matter. You've heard of it before. We also have this traditional Chinese cooking. It doesn't look that appetizing. It certainly isn't actually. It's just like fish paste with tofu. And now that even looks kind of disgusting if I think about it. But it's okay, right? It's just nutritious stuff. Tomatoes, eggplant, tofu. Class 2 item. But I have to capture this because I just wanted to show some appreciation and gratitude and be thankful for a meal that was cooked up by my domestic guardians. And once again, I've managed to put them through be their psychotherapist and be their marriage counselor, and I've put them back on track. Actually, they've never been on track, so I've kind of brought them up now. It's like taking care of spoiled children and then turning them into responsible adults. And it's very backwards. I'm the child, they're the parent, but somehow I've always had to be the parent, and they're always the children, so it's okay. It's over now. Yeah, moving on. Screen capture. We have some stuff here I need to do. Once again, the software that records. This is for recording, right? This is for recording. This is not for editing and encoding. There's a partner software to this which does the encoding, and this one is the part that does the capture. Last thing here. We have some granola bars, 2 dark chocolate granola bars. I have 15 seconds left from a colleague of mine, ML, at the workplace. So 2 of these I had for dinner yesterday. Really nice stuff. And last but not least, me in that kind of outfit suit. Oh God, all the files. You know what? I just have to end it. I'm sorry. It took too long. Okay, I'm gonna speak to my brother.